to my channel, OK Crafts, where mediocrity is encouraged, supported, and loved in all of its forms. My name is Abby, and I love to craft, and a lot of the time I'm not very good at it. So here's the part of the world where we get to do what we want, make what we want, love what we want, and just kind of be okay. So if you have not seen the first video, please check that out. That covers a little bit more of my purpose and hopes and aspirations for this channel. Today, I'm talking just about knitting. I will cover a whole bunch of different crafts in my time here on the internet, but for today, it is just knitting that we're talking about. So, weird. I see that my iPod Pro's just connected. I have earbuds in. If the beginning audio on this was garbage, I don't really know what else you expect. This is a mediocre channel, so we're just gonna keep going. I have some socks today. That is my finished object. I'm gonna call it 2 finished objects because it is a pair of socks. 1 sock per foot, 2 feet, 2 socks, 2 finished objects. And I will back that if anyone wants to dispute in the comments. And then I have 3 projects, works in progress that I am currently working on. 2 of them were planned items, and the third isn't. It is a sock. I always have socks on the needles because I come and go in life, and I need a project that is small to take with me places. And what I'm currently working on for like big projects are not portable. So let's go over the finished stuff first because it's not much. Socks 1 and 2 finished objects. They are each a singular object and they are each done. They're not blocked. I don't block anything. I just don't have time for that. They will get washed after I've worn them, and then I guess they will have been blocked. So here we are. And I did sew in the ends, but as you can see, there's stuff sticking out. So I don't care, I'll wear them. If it bothers me, I'll cut it off. This is yarn from the socks that I made as a wedding gift for my friends that got married in England this year. It kind of reminds me from back in the 90s and 2000s when you'd have friendship necklaces and bracelets and you'd get half and your friend would get half, then you bring them together and it's like friends, yay. That's kind of what these socks are like. Each of my friends has a pair of socks made out of yarn that I have now made for myself. So it's like we all have friendship socks. I'm sticking to that. So first sock here. The yarn is by Ball and Skein. It is hand dyed in Vermont. This sock is made out of the color Slate and Cinder. I just loved the variation in the yarn when I was knitting the socks for my friends, and I really like how this turned out. They're dark. The slate is the darker. There's a little bit of a blue, as the name suggests. But then there's also the cinder, the gray, and I just love them. They're super thick. These will probably never get holes. They're very durable. They're very tough. And I need that in my life. I really need the world's strongest socks because I wear my clothes quite hard. So that's one sock. The other sock, this was a scrappy project, I didn't say, but I'm using up those skeins of yarn. So we start off same colors, and then I ran out of the slate. So here we have the blue that I used, Tweed, I think is the brand. The color is Hosta, and that goes to the toe. And then I finally ran out of the cinder, and so then I double held, pulling from the center of my ball and the outside, the toe, and that is straight blue. And I really just love how that yarn matched the other yarn. There's no obvious change in texture or thickness. It's very much consistent. They don't match. I don't care. The length is pretty accurate. Let's see. Yeah, I would say that is as good as things get for me. So this was a successful, okay craft. Let's see, there was a hole. Here it is, found it. There are 2 holes in this second pair that I knit for myself, small. Very easy to fix. 1 and can't even find where the other one is. Oh, 2. Super teeny tiny. I mean, I had to look for it. So I don't know, I might sew it together. I might not. Who knows? But these will be really good for when it gets cold. I have heard it forecasted that Manhattan's gonna have a slushy, snowy, cold winter, and I'm here for that. So I will have some cozy DK socks. This is 2 strands of fingering weight yarn held together. So on US 2s, since I'm talking about socks, moving on, this is what is left over, that Hosta, that blue color from these socks. The toe is what it looks like on its own. It's really pretty, slightly variegated in the dye, but some strands are lighter, some are darker. It's just really quite lovely. And I'm hoping to use this up. I had 49 grams left. And so that comes to 24.5 is what I'm gonna be weighing this ball of yarn as I work these socks. So about 24 grams goes in the first pair and about 24 grams goes in the second pair. So they can be a double weight DK weight yarn, because I'm also holding them with this. This is Fig and Posy Fiber Company fingering weight tweed yarn for socks, and together, this is them here. It's so pretty. I had to go downtown today, so I brought my handy dandy socks with me on my DP ends. Also, this is still the US 2 needles, and this is the fabric that those 2 balls of yarn make, and it's really lovely. The Fig and Posy Fiber Company, I have a lot of yarn from them because I love it so much, and it's very soft. So that fingering weight yarn is a little softer in texture than the Hosta. So these, even though it's DK weight and the needles are the same, I did cast on a couple more stitches just to make the cast on the sock a little bit more stretchy, but it has a really nice stretch to it, and I can't wait to see how the leg turns out. So that is one work in progress. This is just a travel project. I take it with me when I leave the house or when I just need a mindless task to do, because socks are pretty easy. My second project that I have been working on, that I was kind of hoping to have done by this point, but I don't. It is my Monday sweater by Petiteknit. I have the bottom done. This might be as far, I did start the sleeve, but it's not gonna look like much. I just finished the first decrease round. The natural light today looks a lot better than when I filmed the first time, so you're able to kind of see this a little bit better. Just that patterning. The yarn, the black is West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite. It is 80% Falkland, wool and 20% mulberry silk. And the purplish is called Vixen, and that is by the Fig and Posy Fiber Company, and it is their Mohair. And together, this is them separate, together they make this, and I just love it. I love it so much. I made a size medium. It is to be oversized, and I think it's gonna look really good. I'm hoping it's done for Halloween so I can wear it for Halloween. And then last, let's see, I should say the West Yorkshire spinners I purchased in London at Beautiful Knitters, my favorite yarn shop in London. And then I got these 2 skeins of yarn as well. I got other yarn as well, but you'll see that in other videos. This next project I also got from there, or the yarn I got from there. This yarn is called the Camel's yarn. This is it caked up. It is exquisite, beautiful, and perfect in every imaginable way. There's 400 yards in this. There's 455 yards in this. This is the Gepard yarn Spice, I think it's called. I love them held together. I think they're beautiful. I am making the Stephen West Boneyard shawl, and I'll see if I can kind of, this top part's supposed to be straight and then the point goes down like this. Here we are. So this is the shawl so far. I love this. I'll bring it closer. In the Camel's yarn, the bluish browny variegation yarn, I'm also holding a thread of gold, just gold polyester sewing thread, and that gives it a very subtle gold hint. And what this is portraying is one of the best days of our whole London trip. Let's see, did this fall off? No, that is just untying. Okay. One of the best days, this was the day after my friends got married. We went to Robin Hood Bay, and it's a tiny little town right on the ocean, and the tide goes out at a certain point in the day, as tides do. And we walked into where the ocean typically hangs out, and these were the colors that you saw. There's the cliff face, just the cliff that was browns and grays and grassy and just a cliff face. And then the ground that the water covered had this like green seaweed and gold leaves and bluish slate rocks, and they were just so beautiful. So I wanted that. I took a picture of it and was like, I needed to find a yarn like this and make a project to commemorate this day on this trip. And I found it at Beautiful Knitters, because Beautiful Knitters has everything. It's the best. They're the best. The people are the best. They have the best yarns. Just go there. Please. This is not sponsored. I love them. Please go there. And if you guys are watching, I love you guys. Shout out to everyone at the store. Cardinham, you have an amazing team, and just, I miss you. I went twice. I went to the store twice because once just wasn't enough, and everyone I spoke with there was just actually the best. So I miss that. Anyway, they had this yarn, and so this is the project that I'm making, and I cannot wait for this Boneyard shawl to be done. I currently have 4 spines made. It's called the Boneyard because the little spines here lift up and make that spine boneyard look. I just love it. I love it, and it's gonna be so pretty in the fall, especially with my sweaters and scarves and all the stuff. So there's 12 spines in total, and this is getting bigger and bigger. So a part of me, I'm just gonna keep this here because with the spool, because right now the spool gets tied up and stuff. I want to keep this nice. It's precious to me. I want to keep it nice on the needles, so I don't want to leave home with it. So my goal is to do 1 chunk to a spine every day, and if I can have time to do more, I'll do more. But it should be done within 8 days because I have 4 spines done, and there's 12 total spines, and then the garter stitch edge, and the garter stitch edge will be done in this cinnamon spice color, and that'll be everything. So that is all that I have for today. That's all that I'm working on and what I've completed. So I was hoping to have more of the Monday sweater done, at least 1 sleeve, but I'm also training for an ultra marathon. I'm running the Nashville 50-mile ultra race in October, and I was just exhausted. After running 25 miles, my brain physically can't think past sock level. So I still want to knit, my hands still want to do things, but I don't want to count decreases. Like even just doing that, it's too much to ask of myself. So Saturday I ran 25 miles. Sunday I followed that up with a 14-mile run. It was very hot and humid. So while my body felt fine, physically the humidity decimated my brain again. And so I just sat in the air conditioning, knitting mindlessly. So that is why socks are done and my shawl and sweater are not. So kind of balancing knitting time with running time and singing time and auditioning time and all the other things to do in time. So that is today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you saw the first episode and came back for more, again, just thank you so much for returning. And if this is your first episode and you enjoyed your time with me, please check out my first episode. And that kind of has a little bit more going on with it. I had a lot of completed projects from over the summer that I wanted to share. So that's what I have for today. I look forward to the next time we get to hang out, and I wish you all well. And until next time, see you later.